everyone, welcome back to Rick House Reviews. As always, it is Ryan.
I'm Doug.
And we are joined by my mom for another review.
Hello.
This time, Penelope Havana. Their maple syrup and rum barreled finish in their Cooper series, batch number 1. Before we get into it, if you guys like our content, please engage the algorithm. Subscribe, like, comment, and ring that bell. Let us know what you think of Havana. Let us know what bourbon or whiskey you want us to review. Or ideas for videos and stuff we can do in the future for you all.
There you
go. With that, I'm excited.
Very.
I was hunting this one for a hot minute.
Just a few minutes.
Just a few minutes.
You know?
And we're going to get into it.
We almost had it earlier.
I did. Missed out on it by 30 seconds.
And I missed out on it on February 14th.
Yep. Yeah, but we got it now, and we're getting into
Happy
it.
whoever got it in front of me, but still a little sad. As always, our wonderful methodology of how we choose to review. We got the aroma at 25 points, flavor at 30, finish at 25, buy for 10, and recommend for 10. So what are you guys getting on the nose? And the
A
aroma?
lot of lightness. It's not.
I'm getting
too
a lot
heavy.
of a rum barrel astringency.
Yeah.
But it's like that tropical, like, sugar cane
Well, the
astringency.
It almost ends up
So
being
it's like
citrusy.
sweet. It's sweet and citrusy, yeah. Not getting a lot of... I'm smelling a little bit of, like, burnt sugar on the front.
Right.
Which I think is probably the maple syrup finish of it.
Right.
No.
As
Yeah.
opposed to high fructose corn syrup.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to fake maple syrup, which I did on a recent video that came out.
Wow.
I am very confident in my aroma score on this one, though.
Wow.
I'm so looking forward to this.
That's a lot of maple.
Whoa. And then the rum hits you on the back half and into the finish.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little balance.
And then it's like rum spice. And like the alcohol kind of gets you in like the sweet spot back there. And it's just maple. It's like maple. It's not even maple sugar. It's like maple water on the finish.
I don't know, the spiciness in it, you're going to think I'm crazy, but it's almost like what you get with a chai tea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will be
Because
totally
that-
honest. Chai tea is a very popular flavor, a buzzword right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
get
it's
it.
something I drink in the winter is chai tea, but because it's got a little bit of citrusy, but then you get almost something that's almost like a nutmeg and cinnamony in there, which
Yeah.
also reminds you of spiced rum.
There you go.
Mhm. This tastes like a chai tea latte made with like coconut milk.
Okay.
I get coconut on the back half and on the finish. I don't know where it comes from.
Getting great maple.
The maple on this is so. If you like,
Welcome,
Maple
Vermonters and Mainers.
right?
This is the bottle for you.
Yeah, if you like maple syrup flavor anything or like other maple syrup barrels or like cigar blends that really do that,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to love this one.
Without a shadow.
That is incredible.
My thing about the bourbon is the way that it hits you at the very end.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
the one who ends up shivering.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't with this.
Okay.
Well,
I
it's
mean,
also
it's got a lot of flavor towards the end that stays there.
Yeah.
But it's not, to me, which would be the astringent part of it,
yes.
that hits you in the back of your throat.
Yeah.
What you all call the Kentucky hug.
Yep.
Well, a
Um,
Kentucky hug is like where you feel it like there, but yeah, totally.
And I don't get that with this, though.
Right.
That's when that maple comes through and
Mhm.
really like smooths it out towards the end, at least to me.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think for finished bourbons, because they're aged in other barrels and there's a little bit more evaporation and there's more barrel tannin and stuff going on, you have to proof them down. So I think like 46.5, which is what this is kind of the sweet spot.
Like, pun intended.
Yes, very much.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah. I'm going to take one more sip just to confirm scores.
There we are.
Doug, you want to kick us off?
Yes, with the aroma, 21 out of 25.
I went 20 out of 25. It was a little flat in some spots for me.
True.
I wanted to smell more of like the rum barrel on it, and all I got was like maple syrup and like sugar.
A lot of sugar.
Yeah, a lot of sugar.
I gave it a 22. It was the sweetness to it,
Mhm.
but there was it wasn't sharp. It was nice and smooth.
Right.
And that's why I gave it a little bit higher than I had
That's
Previous
either one of
Penelopes.
you had done.
That's
yeah.
convenient. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Flavor.
I kept it as a 25
Okay.
out of 30. Just Penelope, great blend of bourbons.
Yeah. I gave it a 24.
Okay.
I really, really like the flavor on it. It has surprisingly not a lot of bourbon notes on it,
Not as
which
much.
is crazy. It's a lot of maple syrup. It's a lot of like tropical fruit, citrus, fruit, coconut, warming spices, and it just makes this whole palate delightful. But then there's like barrel tannin at the end of it before it gets onto the finish. It just kind of like knocked it down a couple points for me.
Okay. I can see it.
Yeah.
I gave it a 26 because it was smooth.
There you are.
It, you know, there was just a smoothness the whole way through. And like I
Right.
said before, it didn't give me that back of my mouth shiver at the
Right.
end.
hmm
And so I really appreciated that, which also comes into the finish part.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. So to that.
I gave it a 21.
Cool.
I gave it a 22.
I gave it a 21. So we're all pretty much in agreement.
Mhm.
I think it delightfully dances on your palate and stays on your palate. And it kind of changes a little bit.
True.
It like starts off with like the end of it, which is like the coconut and the citrus and the rum. And then kind of transitions into more like a very, very subtle bourbon rummy thing going on like the back of your throat.
And that chai tea.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And a
Yeah.
little bit of the warming spices. Yeah.
But to me, this would be something that you could drink anytime.
Yes.
This isn't something that's pigeonholed to be what you have late in the afternoon or early evening when you want, a regular bourbon. Or the other Penelope that we tried, we talked about it being more of a dessert bourbon.
Yeah, it's not too sweet for
This one hits kind of all of the different notes at one time, and because of that, I really liked it.
I don't know why, but
I'm
I
gonna
immediately
steal the bottle.
I immediately thought of having like a pour of this at like brunch
Yes.
Oh,
with
yeah.
like eggs Benedict.
There you go.
I feel
Are-
I don't know
are
why,
we
but that
doing
just
a-
hit me.
Review next time with bourbon and food. Is that
No,
where we're going
no,
down that
no.
rabbit
No.
hole?
People just need to
Not yet.
comment and ask
Just
Ryan for some
comment.
recipes.
Exactly. Exactly. Buy again, what do we give it?
I want him to buy it again. Yes. Not
Uh,
being the
It's the
person who
Penelope.
has a lot of bourbon in their
Mhm.
house, I would say that would be one that you would probably want to have in your
Yeah.
collection.
Yeah.
Have a backup. So again, Penelope's 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
To
I
buy
went 7
again.
out of 10. What did you gave it a 6 out of 10?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. 7 out of 10 because it is highly allocated
Yep.
versus a lot of their other stuff. You almost have to pay some level of secondary to find it unless you get really lucky.
Right.
And so I had to knock it off a couple of points of this because if I could find it on shelves
Regularly, like the toasted.
like 2 or 3 times a year
Rose.
at the MSRP,
Mhm.
like the Valencia, like the Estate Collection,
Yep.
I would have 2 or 3 bottles of this, but I can't. I normally have to go to Maryland at secondary or DC at secondary, and not full secondary, which I think is close to $250 now. But like in between MSRP and secondary, I'd be hard pressed to buy another bottle until I was about halfway done with this one.
Understandable.
So 7 out of 10 because I would love a backup bottle.
Mhm.
Though.
But mainly because of the price point.
Correct.
And how you have to find
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And for that reason, I also knocked down a couple points on recommended.
Yep.
At a 4 out of 10.
I kept it Penelope 6 out of 10.
Okay.
You know,
I gave it a 7 simply because not having a huge collection.
Yeah.
This would be something that if you could find it,
Yeah.
if it was at a reasonable price point,
mm-hmm.
I think that it would be something to have in a collection of bourbon when you're getting started
Yeah.
with it.
And
Yeah.
I gave the 4 out of 10 here, I think is, I would recommend this to people that are trying to fill out their bourbon collections.
There we go.
Who want like a cigar blend and want one that's also going to be accessible for people that don't necessarily drink bourbon, aren't necessarily cigar smokers, but still want to join in.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a great bottle that will satisfy all three of those people that want it to smoke with a cigar, just want a cigar finish, a cigar blend style bourbon,
Right.
and want everybody to enjoy it at the same time. I think that's all 4 points of the recommend for me here.
There you go.
There we go.
Totally.
Very well done.
Thank you.
As always. We are Rickhouse Reviews. Remember to like, subscribe, ring that bell, and comment. Let us know what we're doing right, wrong, and what we can do better.
I think that's it.
I'm
Usually,
Mom.
We are happy to have special guest Mom.
Yes.
And of course, I am Doug.
I am Ryan.
And we look forward to seeing you next time.
Peace out, guys.